So you're going to be starting on your wood surface first. So let's say you already have a surface that you're going to be painting, but it's not raw. Here's my suggestion. I would go in and put on one coat, clean it first with clean slate, put on one coat of one step, and then that way do the embossing on top of that. Then that way you'll be painting it, because we're going more for the raised, the three-dimensional embossed look and not color. If, of course, it's a raw piece, or if you're working on a board and you're creating a piece of art, then you can start on a raw piece. So this will adhere to it. There's no heating it, gluing it, there's no molds for it to make. All you do is use the stencil. So now I've got one of our, this is an Ode to Italy, this is one of our stencils, and I'm going to lay this down, and I'm just going to use a little bit of Scotch tape to make sure that it is positioned, that I'm holding it down, that I don't want it moving on me. So I'm just going to make sure this is adhered on either side. I'm going to take one of my rubber applicators. I like using this because as far as holding it down and making sure that I get a really nice even application, I'll use one of my squeegees. Now, the question might be, Amy, can I use a brush? I really say no, because I want you pulling across it and around on it to where that way it's as even as possible and you don't have a lot of valleys, to where if we start putting it on with a brush, we're almost pouncing it, and I want to be able to be pulling it through. All right, so now I'm going to take a little bit of my gel medium. This is my embossing cream, and I'm going to apply it to my spreader. This stuff is like magic. I'm going to hold my Mylar stencil down with my left hand, and I'm just going to flood over this like this. You can see very clearly, to where if you get a holiday, okay, now let's look at this real closely. Can you see how this area down here, it's not as even? So I'm going to need to just hold it down. Now I have filled that in. I'm just going to come across at the top. It's a very light touch. That way I'm filling all of it in and it's nice and even. All right, perfect. It's that easy. Very light touch. I've got just a little area in there. I just want to make sure that I get just a little bit more. Great thing about it is this has no VOCs. It's water-based. It's no smell. It's so easy to work with. All right, so now I'm just going to lift my tape up. Pull that up. I want to make sure that I try to lift it at the same time. I don't want it moving like this. All right, now here's where the fun begins. I'm seeing I had just a little bit, I went over it several times. I'm not going to worry about it, because in actuality, when I'm creating a three-dimensional look like this on my piece, usually in the end you're not going to see it anyway. It'll just, I know the detail that I'm going to have. Look at this. Look at these little dots there. Is that not the cutest? All right.